Welcome back. It is main event time here. The big block modified division is on the racetrack for their last event of the year. 28 cars set to go 40 laps. And to call the action, we've got Shane Andrews and Dr. Dick Bergman. Boys, have fun.
We're going to, for the first time since 2005, the Big Block Modified Super Dirt Car Series returns here to the dirt track at Charlotte, and the first time in the history of the Lowe's Foods World Finals. They are here. Dick, these drivers are just as excited as we are to see them.
Well, I think some of them are even more excited than we are. They're happy to be here, but we've got so much on the line between the points, and it's a big money race, and two big money races over the single weekend.
This is a big crowd, national TV audience. These drivers are looking to put on a great show. Let's meet our starting lineup for this 40-lap Big Block Modified Super Dirt Car Series event. By luck of the draw from qualifying, Bobby Barron out of Sharon Springs, New York will start on the pole, and next to him, current points leader, Matt Sheppard out of Waterloo, New York.
In the second row, driving the 77X, Dale Plank, and outside him in the 91, it's Billy Decker.
Row number 3, T-Mac, Tim McCreadie out of Watertown, New York, and Rick Laubach in car number 7 out of Quakertown, Pennsylvania.
Starting in the 7th spot with a career 789 wins, Brett Hearn, and outside him, Syracuse winner, Stuart Friesen.
Row number 5, starting 9th, Jeff Brownell Jr. out of Waterloo, New York, and the sensational one, Jimmy Horton. He'll roll off 10th. He's out of Neshannock Station, New Jersey.
The 6th row, Danny Johnson and Tim Fuller.
Row number 7, Frank Cozy out of Wind Gap, Pennsylvania. Currently second in points, Jimmy Phelps in the 98H. He'll roll off 14th.
Starting 15th, Danny Barron, who came here without a ride. He's got a borrowed helmet, a borrowed uniform, and borrowed shoes. And outside him in the 56, Vince Vitale.
Row number 9, Matt DiLorenzo out of Corpusville, New York, and Billy Pouch out of Frenchtown, New Jersey in car number 1.
Row 10, Billy Dunn and Rick Scagliotta.
Row number 11, Pat Ward out of Genoa, New York, and David Van Horn out of Phillipsburg, New Jersey in car number 71.
Row 12, the 99 of Ryan Phelps, and the 62S of Tom Sears.
Billy Pouch Jr. will start in position number 25 in the big show. Dave Rauscher in the car number 48.
And the back row is Larry White and Gary Tompkins.
Sarah Jane Hunt, you are in the pit area, and I'm sure that these Big Block Modified drivers have been watching all the racing action that has been taking place.
They have, exactly, and they've been watching how the track unfolds. And earlier today, we saw a lot of issues with tires. 25 of the 28 drivers had right rears blow. So the talk in the pit area, what combinations? We are seeing a lot of D400s, the harder compound on the right sides, and 300s on the other sides. A little softer there. So we'll have to see how that plays out, and if anybody comes in to make a change early on in this race.
Thank you, Sarah Jane Hunt. A sensational sight here, the Big Block Modified Super Dirt Car Series. Their 4-wide salute to the packed grandstand here tonight, and our salute to all you great race fans watching at home here on Speed. Ooh, it sends shivers down my spine, Dick. I can't wait. My Big Block Modifieds are here at the World Finals.
Well, you don't have to wait much longer. It's about ready to go. The fireworks are in the sky, but soon the green flag will be out and the fireworks will be on the speedway. And certainly this point battle that's going on is on everybody's mind. The 9S, Matt Sheppard, came in with a solid point lead when we drove into Charlotte yesterday, Thursday really, but right now it's down to just 22 points. And he is in second spot. He's got an engine that produces 875 horsepower. He's got a brand new race car to run here tonight. They've done everything they can think of to put themselves at the head table at the championship banquet.
And the guy that is chasing him is the number 98H of Jimmy Phelps out of Baldwinsville, New York. He will start in position number 14. The HBR, Al Hankey, Tommy Baldwin Racing Team, a little NASCAR influence with this ride, as they are looking for their first championship as well. 40 laps, Big Block Modified Super Dirt Car Series. Bobby Barron, Matt Sheppard on the gas, and we are underway. Sheppard not afraid to put it to the top side and keep it there. Barron in the middle groove as Sheppard, Superman, has the advantage into turn number 3 and 4 for the first time. Lurking behind him, Billy Decker, the number 91, and the number 77X of Dale Plank. These guys may push that cushion up just a little bit farther, Dick.
Well, right now they're running all over the racetrack. There are people who are making progress on the bottom, people making progress in the middle, and people who are making progress upstairs as well.
Dale Plank in the 77X out of Portland, New York. The Kerry Tarrant's own machine, the LJL Racing ride. That is Billy Decker in the 91, and there's Stuart Friesen out of Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario, Canada, the first Canadian-born driver to win the Syracuse Super Dirt Week Big Block Modified Championship.
No crew has worked harder than his crew on that car. Today they had that thing completely apart. All the sheet metal was off it, pieces and parts out of it. They looked at every single thing that they could possibly look at. Jeff Strunk, one of the champion drivers from Pennsylvania, working on that car on his hands and knees, trying to make sure that Friesen's car was going to be there at the end of this feature event.
Matt Hearn, the son of Bobby Hearn, who built that chassis, also working on that car. You're right, they went through it with a fine-tooth comb as the leader, Matt Sheppard, makes his way through corner number 3 and 4. 7, 8 car length advantage right now as we take a look behind the leaders. Billy Decker running in 3rd. Stuart Friesen sitting back there in 4th. Dale Plank riding in the 5 spot. Oh, that was close. Wow, Friesen almost took his nose off.
Now, all the work in the world isn't going to solve a problem like that if you run into somebody else's front bumper. They don't have any mirrors in these cars, and they have no spotters. So trying to figure out when you're clear and when you're not clear, it's all about hearing the other guy's engine, and sometimes it's a matter of doing it by braille. You may feel it.
Jeff Brownell Jr. in car number 29, the multicolored car on the inside of Tim McCreadie, the black and gold car that is owned by Vinny Salerno, as the 7 of Rick Laubach out of Quakertown, Pennsylvania. The Gary and Lori Herman own ride as they battle for position number 7, 8, and 9. Back up in front with Billy Decker in car number 91. Chasing after Bobby Varon, that is the battle for position number 2, is Matt Sheppard looking to flex his muscle and show his dominance here as he is pulled away by over 2 seconds.
You know, his lap times are better than anybody else on the racetrack.
Matt Sheppard leads on lap number 9, looking to clinch his first ever Big Block Modified Super Dirt Car Series event. Everybody watching nervously, can he do it? Come back to find out for more on Speed. Welcome back to the dirt track here at Charlotte. Let's take a look at the STP mid-race rundown. After 10 laps, Matt Sheppard leads, Bobby Varon, and Billy Decker. Stuart Friesen holding on to 4th. As we have a battle for 2nd. Look at this. Now this is what we call a traffic jam. 3 wide.
Getting a little ugly there. Folks running into each other.
Hanging a little bit of wheels. Oh, Decker just shut the door on Friesen, and Friesen into the wall. Oh, my.
That was a hard enough hit. He'll probably be done for the night.
Yes. Stuart Friesen out of Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario, Canada. In car number 1, up against the wall. Look at that front end.
Oh, yeah, he's done.
That crew worked so hard this weekend. He opened the season up in 2010 with a dirt car win at Volusia Speedway. Looking to end the season the same way, but unfortunately, his season here at the dirt track at Charlotte ends with a crunched front end. He's got up into the loose stuff, and then it looks like he made a little bit of contact with the back end of Billy Decker.
And that's really all it takes when you're up there, because you're so little close up top.
No time to react either.
No, none whatsoever.
A dejected Friesen sits in his race car, torn up front end, running in position number 4 at the time of this incident, challenging Billy Decker for position number 3. Nobody's fault, really, just one of those racing incidents.
I kind of like the way the door opens in that thing. You know, they got this little door. The drivers, you look at these cars with all the sheet metal on them, and they look like huge race cars, but the reality is when you take the skin off, these chassis are very, very narrow. They're a lot like a sprint car. And trying to get in and get out, you got a little door like that, kind of helps you.
They sit right in the middle of the cockpit. Drive line runs right underneath them, similar to a sprint car, if you will. That's the only comparison, really, that we can give to the sprint cars. Is Brad Doty's looking over here at me and chuckling just a little bit. But Brad's seen these big block modifieds run a bunch of times, as we have as well. Stuart Friesen in the number 1. Needing a lift back, and let's bring in Bobby Gerald and Brad Doty. You guys...
Boy, you better go to Brad first. Brad might have an intelligent question. I'm rooting for Billy Pouch. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Brad, just like a sprint car, these drivers sit right above the drive line, so there really isn't a lot of room, as you know, to work in these cockpits.
Well, I tell people that it's like a late model back half and a sprint car front half. They've got a straight axle, radius rods on the front end, similar to a sprint car. As you said, the engine in the middle, drive shaft under the driver's seat, and the back half's pretty much a late model suspension under the back of that thing. So these are pretty trick race cars.
Yeah, and both drivers have an opportunity to adjust the chassis as they go. A lot of these guys have got controls inside the car for the brakes, and they can control the suspension, at least to a degree, during the running of the race, as is the case with the sprint car.
Yeah, the sprint cars, they've limited a lot of that. They do have the wing valve. They can still move that, but they have limited a lot of that in the sprint car division.
I would say if there's anything that I've picked up here in my education to big block modifieds, watching them for the first time, it's that the fans seem just as passionate as our sprint car fans. We see the T-shirts and the enthusiasm, and we've seen a bunch of people that have come from upstate New York here to Charlotte this weekend to be a part of the World Finals.
One other thing they have in common, the drivers are abnormally brave.
There you go. There you go.
Tim McCreadie in the number 4 car, in the 74, Tim Fuller back there in row number 4. Both of those drivers, transplants to the World of Outlaws Late Model Series, cut their teeth with the big block modifieds before they moved on. And back with us and back underway as the Sheppard number 9 leading the number 10 of Bobby Barron. And look who's there in third. That is Brett the Jet Hearn in the black number 20.
Where'd he come from?
Oh, my Sussex, New Jersey. He started in position number 7. Had a good run in today's race. He finished in the top 5 earlier today. So the Jet having some experience here and having a good run thus far in this event.
Prior winner here in the A-Main feature.
Working into turn number 3 and 4. The Fuller number 74 surrenders the spot to the Brett Hearn number 20. Billy Decker in the number 91 swinging it to the top side, looking to get around the Barron number 10. He'll pull even terms and he'll drive around him with ease into turn number 3.
As we watch all these cars running toward the front, Phelps, who is second in points, needs to get going. Right now he is in 9th position.
And Matt Sheppard, the man that he is chasing in points, holding on to the number 1 position. And a good battle right here is Fuller again closing in on the Brett Hearn number 20. Both of those drivers with wins here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Hearn picked up his win back in 2001, while the number 74, Tim Fuller, collected his win back in 2005.
Those 3 veterans, one after another right there.
Dale Plank's 77X holding on to 6. Tim McCreadie's 4-star riding in 7th. Rick Laubach in the 7 car's 8th. There is Jimmy Phelps. He looks to take this 8th spot away. He will do so. So he'll move up 1 more position closer to the front.
But he's got to have something happen to Sheppard in order to win this championship. Sheppard right now is just so strong, leading the race. Phelps still in the 9th position.
Knowing Jimmy Phelps like I know him, he wants to beat him on the speedway.
Oh, yeah.
He wants to catch him. Matt Sheppard making it look easy right now. He's been fast out of the box all weekend long as well.
Well, he has, and this is the right place for him to be running. He can pick his lanes, pick what he wants to do. He doesn't have to push the issue at all. All he's having to deal with are lap cars.
There's Danny Johnson, the doctor out of Rochester, New York, the DIRTcar 358 Modified Series champion for 2010. Currently holding on to position number 11, chasing after Jeff Brownell. And the doctor's going to stick his nose in there. A little bumper rubbing that time.
Not the first time those 2 guys have come together.
No.
And it won't be the last either.
Gary Tompkins in the 673, holding on to position number 12. Tompkins picked up this ride for this weekend. Tompkins started back in position number 28. He is up to position number 12 in the 22 laps that we have run.
We've got a caution.
Vinny Vitale out of Phoenix, New York, the V&V Racing ride coming to a stop up against the wall in turn number 2. As the yellow lights are on for the Vitale number 56. Good thing to see. He's able to pull away under his own power. 22 laps are into this big block modified Super Dirt Car Series event. We hope you're bundled up at home and enjoying the show from the dirt track here in Charlotte. Welcome back to the dirt track at Charlotte, the Lowe's Foods World Finals presented by Bimbo Bakeries and Tom's Snacks. Great to have you here with us tonight. The big block modified Super Dirt Car Series taking center stage, and one of the major players, Brett Hearn, had to go pit side.
He had been 4th. He had a flat right front tire. Right now he is way in the back of the pack.
Matt Sheppard, on the other hand, he is in front of the pack, and the Hounds are nipping at his heels with Billy Decker, Tim Fuller, Bobby Barron, and into the mix we are going to find T-Mac, Tim McCreadie. Go contact with Barron. Wow, we've seen that a couple of times with different drivers tonight.
Well, this is the last race of the year. I mean, you got plenty of time to fix the car, so stand on the gas.
Bobby Varon out of Sharon Springs, New York, holding on to position number 4. T-Mac in the number 4 star, riding back there in position number 5. Bobby Varon had a horrible crash here back in 2006. Him and Gary Tompkins went over each other on the front straightaway. They were as high as the catch fence. Both of those drivers able to walk away, a testament to how well these cars are built.
Yeah, and things have gone better for Varon since then in the number 10 car on the outside in your screen right now. He won the Fonda Track Championship this year for the 6th time. One of the really storied old racetracks in the United States.
Gets around the Fonda Speedway very well, and he's getting around this dirt track here at Charlotte very well right now as he holds on to position number 5, and now falling back into the clutches of the Dr. Danny Johnson out of Rochester, New York. And Danny closing in on him. Interesting watching this battle as he'll follow in the tire tracks, and now he'll shoot down to the low side as Varon lets it roll right through the center.
Johnson is just incredible, isn't it? I mean, you put him in a modified, and he is just going to simply take it to the front. That's all there is to it.
Taking it to position number 5 right now, and there's Jimmy Phelps. He's in the points championship chase in the 98H. He holds on to position number 7, looking to split the gap between Brownell and the 27 or the 10 car of Bobby Varon.
And he does it.
Working it through the turn. Jimmy Phelps out of Baldwinsville, New York, the Beeville Bandit.
Right now, the points difference between 1st and where Phelps is in 7th is 52 points.
Sarah Jane Hunt, you have some information about our 5th place driver.
Yeah, Danny Johnson moving up. He's coming through the field earlier in the night. I asked him about his car, how he thought it was running, and what he needed to do here tonight with it. And he said simply, I just have to have hope. Guys, all that experience, all those wins, and he just has to have a little bit of hope.
You never know what the doctor is going to come up with. One of the most colorful drivers in the pit area. And Billy Decker showing some smoke out of the number 91 machine.
And that's the bad kind of smoke. That's coming right out of the engine compartment.
And he is slowing considerably. He was the 2nd place car on the speedway. So the Franklin Flyer, Billy Decker out of Unadilla, New York, slowing here on the front straightaway as we see Dave Farney waving the caution as Decker will have to make his way back to the pit area. We see a lot of full-time drivers in all these divisions, Dick. We could consider him a full-time driver, but yet he's a very successful businessman as he runs the family sawmill operation back in Unadilla, New York.
Hard enough to be a full-time race car driver, really hard to do it and run a business at the same time, and Decker gets it done.
A 2-time Mr. Dirt Car Championship contender. He won it in 1998, and he won it in 2008. Scott Jeffries, the crew, going to have to go to work on the number 91. Matt Sheppard leads with 10 laps remaining, looking to clinch his first big block modified Super Dirt Car Series championship. Back to the Lowe's Foods World Finals here at the dirt track at Charlotte, Concord, North Carolina. Great to have you here with us. The big block modified Super Dirt Car Series. Matt Sheppard has led since the drop of the green, but he's got T-Mac, Tim McCreadie, 2nd generation driver out of Watertown, New York, just took the lead away.
And Tim McCreadie has made himself a bundle of money in the last few weeks, a total of 40 grand between Syracuse, Orange County, where he won the 200, and Hagerstown in Maryland.
Vinny Salerno, the owner of that 4-star machine, has to like what he is seeing right now. His driver out in front. Sheppard now back to position number 2, solidly holding on to the points as his closest nemesis, Jimmy Phelps, runs back in position number 7. Danny Johnson up to position number 3. There we see Phelps in the 98H going to work on the blue number 10 of Bobby Varon. Oh, so close, and they make contact.
I guess that's close. Well, Phelps is heading to the front no matter what. I mean, he's got a hammer down at this point, but imagine what must be going through his mind. He looks at the scoreboard, no doubt, and see who's leading this race. When we're under caution, he knows the championship is leaving.
He takes a bold move down into turn number 3, splitting the 673 of Gary Tompkins and trying to get around the 10 of Bobby Varon. He knows he has to get moving as he sees the lap counter heading into turn number 1, 6 laps remaining. And now Billy Dunn in the 49 out of Watertown, New York. Good showing for him as he makes his way to the front of the pack. He holds on to position number 9. He finished 8th in the first race for the big blocks here tonight. Tommy Sears in that 62S catching a little bit of air, catching one of the lemon drops down in the bottom of the speedway.
Phelps did one of those incredibly storied drives, as he did at Syracuse. Came back from a flat tire, finished second. Who believed that would have been possible?
And today, earlier, he had a flat tire and came back and won on the last lap.
So we better not count this guy out.
That's right.
All right.
We can't count him out. He's still in it, and he will fight tooth and nail to the very end. Still holding off the pressure of the Gary Tompkins 673 as they work the wheel.
Phelps driving a very aggressive race here in the closing laps.
He knows it's 3 laps away. T-Mac, Tim McCreadie, your race leader, out in front. A Super Dirt Car Series win here a few years back. As a matter of fact, that win came in 2002 as he puts Vinny Vitale down 1 to the lap counter. Final lap for Tim McCreadie around the dirt track here at Charlotte starts right now. An impressive run. Boy, this has got to build his confidence going into that late model event.
Oh, absolutely. And this is only the 5th time he's run a modified this year, and it looks like he's going to win this race.
Tim McCreadie out of Watertown, New York, son of legendary driver Barefoot Bob McCreadie, will pick up the Big Block Modified Super Dirt Car Series event for the Big Blocks here at the dirt track at Charlotte for the World Finals. Coming home in second, Matt Sheppard, Danny Johnson third, Tim Fuller fourth, Jeff Brownell Jr. fifth, followed by Bobby Varon, Gary Tompkins, Billy Dunn, Brett Hearn, and Jimmy Phelps finishes in 10th. An impressive drive by T-Mac, Dick.
Absolutely an inspired run.
And our congratulations to the 2010 Mr. Dirt Car Champion, Matt Sheppard out of Waterloo, New York. Picks up his first Mr. Dirt Championship.
It won't be the last.
Great future ahead of Matt Sheppard, and a great future ahead of that driver right there, Tim McCreadie. Tim McCreadie picks up the win, Matt Sheppard second, Danny Johnson third, Tim Fuller fourth, and Jeff Brownell Jr. comes home in position number 5.
And Bobby Varon finished in 6th position. Tompkins took home the 7th money. Dunn finished 8th. Brett Hearn back from that pit stop for 9th. And Jimmy Phelps finished 10th.
And he gave it a great effort, finishing second in the championship points. Dale Plank, Tom Sears Jr., Rick Laubach, Pat Warden, Ryan Phelps, school teacher out of Newark, New York, round out the top 15.
Youngster Larry White finished 16th, Scagliotta 17th, Billy Pouch Jr. finished in the 18th spot.
Let's take a look at the pass for the lead. Tim McCreadie puts it right up on the top shelf. Nobody else up there. Sheppard tried to go up there, just couldn't do it, and a great power move by McCreadie.
Now Sheppard gave him plenty of room too.
Taking a look at another angle from that shot, as McCreadie able to power right by the 9S of Sheppard. Frank Cozy, Danny Varon, Dave Rauscher, and Billy Pouch. David Van Horn Jr. comes home in position number 25.
And a standing room only crowd watched it. All the tickets were sold for this thing days ago, and they are standing under the billboards between turns 1 and 2.
Matt Sheppard unofficially 3,132 points. Jimmy Phelps 3,073 points, a 59-point difference in the championship chase for the Big Block Modified Super Dirt Car Series.
And you know what? Right now they're all thinking, well, now next year, here's what we've got to do in order to win the championship.
That's right. They're already thinking about the Dirt Car Nationals in Florida. A great race for the Big Block Modifieds. Tim McCreadie picks up the win. That driver is the 2010 Mr. Dirt Car Big Block Modified Champion. Matt Sheppard, the championship goes home to Waterloo, New York. Welcome back to the dirt track here at Charlotte. Tim McCreadie, Grace's Victory Lane. Sarah Jane Hunt, you are down with our winner.
A very, very happy Tim McCreadie in victory lane for the 2nd time here in the Big Block at Charlotte. T-Mac getting congratulations from his crew. Tim, you said you had a car that could do it here tonight, and you got it done.
Oh, man, that thing was horrible the first 10, 15 laps, but I think it went harder on tires than everybody, and damn, when that thing flipped the switch, this 4-star car was on a rail. I just tried not to get into people. I kind of got into Bobby Varon on a restart. I apologize. I just drove it a little over my head, but I can't help it. I love driving these modifieds.
Take us through that pass there on Matt Sheppard. Pretty impressive to get around him.
He's the best right now. I don't know if he won the title or not, but congratulations to whoever did. I think he probably did, but like I said, I love driving these cars. I wish I could do it more often with Vinny and the rest of these guys. They make it easy.
He loves driving the big blocks, but he's got to go drive a late model now. Dave?